Hello again, YouTube. This is the truth, man, giving you the truth. And I want to talk to married men today. What's the hardest thing in the world is when you are a good dad, you're a good father, you want to be there for your kids every step of the way, but you're not clicking with your wife or your girlfriend or whatever. I want to talk about some of the mental anguish that a lot of men is going through right now. And it could be a number of reasons. Biblically, there's no, other than the first year of your marriage, there's no scripture that says that a man his job is to keep his wife happy. They're getting that from TV. They're getting that from the radio. They're getting that from all of these Romeo and Juliet, all this movies and stuff, Gone with the Wind. And it's all like I heard Coach Greg, he was talking about all of the shows that was socially programming people to accept broken homes, and it was a bunch of shows that I watched. I didn't come up in a broken home, but they wasn't getting along the best. They wasn't breaking up, but they wasn't getting along the best. So I know, and my father told me something at when I was grown. He told me some stuff that it made me think. But I can vouch for, a lot of people was trying to paint him as a bad guy. Like, my father wasn't perfect. He might have been able to do a couple things different from a financial standpoint, but from everything else, he pretty much, while we were young, he had it down. But one thing I noticed even as a kid, I knew this. And I used to get in trouble with my mother because of stuff I was saying. A woman is supposed to help her man. And that's biblical. Now, a woman to argue you up and down and try to bring it, all the Bible says is to dwell with them as the weaker vessel. That means knowing you have to protect them, knowing you have to provide for them. That's what the Bible says. But it lists a whole gang of things that they're supposed to do that most wives not doing. Now, if you're a unicorn, stay that way. When you start getting older, stay that way. Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're doing whatever you got to do to try to continue being the unicorn, being the exception to the rule. But unfortunately, most are not going to do it, man. If you listen to people talk about their divorces, you will swear that every divorce that happens is because of the man. That not affection, that's not a reason to disrespect somebody. That's not a reason to go out and to have sex with someone else. You got to love God more than that, you women. So because you don't like something that your husband is doing or not doing, you want to change the rules of the Bible and go out and be a 304? A OH? Nah. When you see that, you know they faking the funk. They don't really love God like that. When you see them get divorced and they out there getting banged by this dude and they break up with him, they get banged by another, they break up with him, you don't love God like that. And not submitting to your husband, you don't love God like that. If your husband is, like I always say, if he's not physically harming you, there's really no grounds. I can see a woman running for her own safety, but because you don't like this or like that, you need to settle that with him, or you need to keep submitting to him and take it before God. Let the Most High handle it. But most women ain't gonna do that. Women now be literally beefing with their husband, like beefing, like street gangs and stuff. And the whole time, a lot of guys, they don't have no voice. The whole time they just trying to weather the storm so they can still be around their sons and daughters. But we're not talking about the men who literally causing stuff today. We talking about women today. You know, them ones that when you first met them, you was working 2 or 3 jobs. But now, as they start getting older, now it's you never hear. We talking about them today. No, it's not you never hear. It's you want to move on. It's you want somebody to buy you gifts all the time, be in your face all the time. It's, you know who you need? You need a retired man. That's what women like that need. You need a retired man. You don't want to have sex. You want somebody in your face all day. What you really need is a retired man. You don't need no man that's trying to climb the ladder. You thinking like that, you need a retired man. Who ain't gonna want sex, he just gonna want to go watch his westerns, go to bed at 8 o'clock, be all in your face all day, baby, simping. That's what a lot of these women need. Cause it's crazy how guys get labeled deadbeat just for trying not to go back and forth all the time. Just cause they said forget it, I don't want none of it. Oh, he left his family behind. Man, shut up. You stupid. And then a lot of times it'll be her family talking that stuff. Sometimes it'll be yours, but it'll be her family. Oh, he left his family behind. He ain't right for that. But they don't be knowing all the disrespectful speech. When they lose an argument, they try to pull your manhood down somehow. They don't be knowing about all that. They don't be knowing about the sexless behavior. They don't be knowing about how now you even washing your clothes. They don't know about the decline. Where it's like a one-man show, but you married. A lot of guys is dealing with this mental anguish, just trying to be around their kid, trying to keep their family together. Trying not to say the wrong thing that will trigger such a fight that now your kid is gone. These stepdaddies ain't gonna protect your kids. If anything, they might try to hurt your kids some way, cause they ain't their kids. And now you wanna handle him. So now even your freedom, you're already dealing with the mental. Now you're dealing with the freedom being at stake. Cause some of us will really murk some. Dudes be trying to touch on your kids, slap one of your kids. There's people out here that is known for handling business, but they get away from it, and now somebody trying to test them and bring them back to it. There's people out here like that. So, trust me, man, I know what I deal with. I know what I see my father dealt with. I know, man, like, you know she's there to help. Arguments don't help. Arguments don't help. Whatever happened to, you know what's weird? I know my grandmother wasn't perfect. And I like to use her for example. But she had enough wisdom to pick her fights. I mean, we was over there all the time. You rarely ever heard them in a disagreement. And she really had the right to be on my father's heel, my grandfather's heels. But now you got all these shows. You got all these people with all this alternative information from the Bible. So now you got people that claim they in the Bible, some of them, trying to change what the Bible actually says about these things. They'll either try to discredit the Bible altogether because the stuff they want to do. That's what it really is. And then you're not fooling God. Come on now. Or they just too hard-headed, too much of a babe, if they are saved, to obey what it says. Those scriptures are easy to obey. Wives, submit to your husbands. Be subject to your own husband. That's easy. But they make it look so hard. You know why? Because they don't respect their husband. Like, that's just what it boils down to. A lot of women, they lose respect for their husbands. But they won't admit it. They lose respect for their husbands, but they won't admit it. And so now, the fact, when a woman, I done dealt with women that didn't respect me. And it never went good. Not a single time. If they're your supervisor, that's going to translate into them nitpicking with you, micromanaging you, talking about you behind your back, poor evaluations, anything they can do because they don't like you or respect you. In a marriage that's cheating, that's flirting around, that's talking too much to guys online, that's your mind is always on other guys, that's you respect this dude or that dude more than your own husband. You talk, well, this thing, some of these women will literally sing praises of a man they don't even know, that they only see on TV. But with the man that's providing for them, providing for their children, arguing. But this, he's the greatest, blah, blah, blah. Let's DTB time. It's DTB time. And you want a lot of you guys, you dealing with this, you want to be around your kid. What you're going to have to do, you're going to have to come to some type of agreement with her. Even if you have to pay her to watch them and they live with you, or whatever you can come with. But if she won't agree, then it's time for war. It's time for war. It's time to go to court. It's time to get lawyers. But a woman that's that disrespectful towards you, you're not going to be able to trust her to have your kids all the time. You're not going to be able to trust her. If she has that much of a problem with you, as soon as she gets with somebody else, she's going to neglect your kids somehow. Because you're the father. So if she got a problem with you like that, you already know that it's going to be some type of decline as soon as some other dude comes around. And she going to think he's greater sexually because she wasn't doing nothing with you. And she has negative feelings towards you. So she going to think he the best even though you probably better than he is. And you guys, y'all need to stop worrying about that. Remember, when you start thinking about that, think about all the negative stuff she did and said. I guarantee you it'll go right away. Why would you care about who somebody is screwing that didn't show you no respect? Why? Because like I said, when I be watching the red pill content about dating and relationships, it be a lot of guys that's married. Just as many married guys, if not more, than single, listening to the content. Why? Because they going through mental anguish, just trying to be around their kids. Because if it's just you and her, it's DTB time. If okay, watch this. If she disrespecting you, or she cheated on you, or you saw her phone and had all this stuff, lovey-dovey stuff with another dude, or any of this stuff, and she's past childbirthing age, and it's just y'all, it's DTB time. It's DTB time. It's time for you to unzip them suitcases and get that baggage out of there. It's time for you to unload them suitcases, put them bags in the closet. Dump that baggage. Why? Like, why would you even put yourself through that? Like, okay, I'll give you an example. You are 42. She's 45, 46. And she's a problem for you. Y'all fighting all the time. Huh? It's DTB time, man. It's DTB time. Wow, man. Like, now I can see a guy that has kids. You have kids that are still young. Even when your kids get older, that don't mean they're not gonna be affected by it. I'm just watching this thing. See, and then a lot of these guys, the way they drive on the road, you could tell it's something going on at home. They driving with rage. Like, the worst thing you could do is get behind the wheel when you're enraged. And you could tell how some of these people drive, they're driving with rage. But yeah, it's DTB time for a lot of people. You know, your kids, they can be grown, they still gonna be affected when they look over at that chair that you used to be in. And now you gone, you got your own place. So they gonna be affected too. But what's the alternative? You keep dealing with this, like, this Bloods and Crips type stuff? Gang stuff, like rivalries? Nah, man. The minute she get that rivalry against you and you can't work it out, it's time to figure out when you gonna DTB. And any of your relatives, anybody, if she starts saying anything, the truth gotta come out. Don't try to take the high road. If she start trying to blame everything on you or try to minimize your manhood, bring that truth out. If she don't, keep your business to yourself. But if you don't say nothing and she's talking down on you all of the, it's like, what are you really accomplishing? Like, you might not accomplish a lot by putting the truth out there, but you accomplish more than you would if you let her say all this stuff and you trying to take the high road. Especially if she want people to think she one of these spiritual people. You really got to put the truth out about her then. But that's all I had for this. I got to get in this store so I can get started. Trying to watch all these people, because like I say, people is driving around with rage. They don't got the nuts to break to DTB. So they want to take it out on everybody else. And y'all want to know why some of these workplaces are so horrible? It's a couple reasons. One, these people are enraged because they in bad relationships and they don't have the wherewithal, or if you're a guy, the nuts to end it. And these women, they act like that when they ain't got no man, or when it's a guy that's not showing them the attention that they want, whatever that is. Like some women supervisors, if they got a good relationship or they content within themselves, which rarely happens, but it do on rare occasions, they'll be cool. But the minute that relationship go bad, or the minute if they want people to kiss their butt, and you not kissing their butt, you the one person that's not kissing their butt, get ready. Get ready, man. She gonna come after you like a wild dog. Or she might take the passive-aggressive approach. Who knows? But she gonna come after you somehow. There's a lot of women, they see men as competition. Never get with no woman that sees men as competition. A little friendly competition ain't gonna hurt nobody. But if she is too competitive with a man, I don't want to get censored. You know what it is. People be trying to walk past your car when you making videos and stuff. But yeah, I know you're dealing with mental anguish. But just face it, man. Some of these women, you're done. Your relationship is done. Some of them was over before it started. Like in the beginning, she didn't want you, or you had to chase her. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign. It might go good for a little while, 1, 2, 3 years. Then it's gonna start to go downhill. And as she gets older, a woman gets older that didn't want you to begin with, thanks for watching this Truth Man, No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. I'm here for you guys. I'll tell you, you young dudes, if you get married young so you can get out the first sign of trouble. She cheat, it's over. Take your hit. Be a single dad, whatever. She cheat, it's over. There's no working through it. She starts to disrespect you and it gets too bad to the point where y'all are arguing about everything. That stuff ain't funny. Like old people will do it because they don't have nothing else to do. But young people, that stuff ain't funny. Like to do that, do something like that, and you young, it's not funny. DTB. Your best bet if you want kids is to adopt, or to get your money up and do what they call get a surrogate. Adopt a little baby. But be careful with that marriage stuff. Be careful with that relationship stuff. Because it changes. I'm telling you the truth, it changes. I don't even have to tell you all of my good and bad business. I'm telling you, it changes. And on that note, I know I said I wasn't going to make no video, but I was just thinking about that. It's probably the fact that somebody need to hear this. But thanks for watching.